Welcome back. The left lashing out at a lone GOP congressman for blocking a $19 billion disaster relief package. But what they're not mentioning is that the bill isn't addressing the disaster at the border. Here to defend his move is that Congressman Chip Roy of Texas. Congressman, thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a great Memorial Day weekend. Before, of course, everyone headed off for the weekend, you drew a lot of attention when you voted against the bill. Why did you do it?
Well, morning, Griff. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, I really want to thank all the families out there who's suffering because they've lost loved ones and those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. And thanks to all of those men and women who are serving our country this Memorial Day weekend. You know, we headed out for recess on Friday. Everybody was heading home. In fact, Thursday night, I was at the airport and I was supposed to come to Texas. Speaker Pelosi had closed the House of Representatives for the recess. But what she didn't tell us was that we were going to have a bill coming to the floor of the House of Representatives on Friday that she was going to pass by consent with no one in the room. And that bill was going to have $19 billion in it, unpaid for, and was not going to address the crisis that is our country's dealing with at the border that we've talked about many times over. And I don't know about you, but, you know, in the Schoolhouse Rocks video, when they talk about a bill becoming law, it's supposed to pass both sides of the Congress, the House and the Senate, and then go to the president to be signed. It's not supposed to come through and just be offered by consent with no one there to voice their discontent. And many of my colleagues were reaching out to me saying, I'm glad you were there and thanks for there to stop this. And my constituents in Texas agree, because we cannot continue to spend billions of dollars we don't have and be there without the people's house voting. And that's why I was there. Well,
and some of your colleagues also calling you a political arsonist for your move. This now will delay a vote at least into June at the earliest, I believe. What is your reaction to those in your own party that are accusing you of being this disruptor, this arsonist?
Well, it's no surprise that when you challenge the way of the swamp, that a few that are swamp creatures are going to attack and bite back. The reality is the people of Texas 21, the people in Texas and throughout the country who are tired of Washington as business as usual, continuing to mortgage our children's future, they want representatives to stand up and change the status quo, to challenge the way people do things there. Is anybody truly happy with the way Washington is working? No.
Right.
And we've got to change that. And that's what this is about, having a vote. The people should have a vote in the House of Representatives. We should have a debate about securing our border with literally 100,000 people being apprehended per month coming across our border. And we should have a debate about wasteful spending. When we are racking up $100 million of debt per hour, while we are on break, we are going to rack up another $24 billion of debt, not even counting the $19 billion that was just passed through.
This is true, Congressman, and no one, I've covered the border quite a lot, but in terms of this disaster relief bill, is this precluding much needed relief because of hurricanes, natural disasters, that you're standing in the way of giving them what they need to force this debate?
The only one that's been standing in the way of getting that accomplished is Speaker Pelosi over the last 5 months, who through her political cynicism has refused to do the work of the American people. We could have passed this months ago. We should have passed something months ago for the federally responsible areas to help Florida, Georgia, Puerto Rico, Nebraska, parts of Texas even.
Sure.
But she refuses to do her job to get that through, offset it, make sure it's paid for, and secure our border where we've got millions coming across, harming Americans and harming the migrants.
We shall see. We shall see. Congressman Chip Roy, thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of Memorial Day weekend.
You too.